Hello students, welcome back. Let's come back to limit computation problem. We were doing 0 over 0 type limits, and here's an example of 0 over 0 type limit. We have some fractions, so let's take a little bit bigger font. And the typical method is to factor the numerator and denominator, and then get the common factor out, divide each other out, and the resulting fraction is no longer 0 over 0 type limit. So we can use the trivial limit rule. You can plug in x equal to 2 and go from there. And also, please leave these limit notations. After all, we are doing limit computation. How about the next example here? X is approaching 2/3 and this, okay, all right. Plug in and do your computation. Do you actually get 0 over 0 type limit? The answer is yes, of course. Let's see. How do we factor the numerator and denominator? Looks pretty challenging this time because neither numerator nor denominator is monic. Previously, we had monic or monic. So the factorization was trivially simple. Here, this is actually x squared minus 4. So square minus square, so x minus 2 times x plus 2. And then this one here, yeah, that's monic too. That was easy. This one here, let's see. Denominator, I can factor by 2. So this is 6, 13. That's about it. And as for the numerator, no more simplification. So factoring this looks pretty challenging. Well, there are many ways to factor. And one way to factor this is to use what I call a tic-tac-toe method. This doesn't really look like tic-tac-toe board. Let's see. Let's redo that. Okay, that looks better. Okay, from here, let's factor the numerator. So first coefficient, 15, times the constant term, -6. Multiply those two, what do you get? 6 times 15. Negative of what? 120? Is that what you're getting? No. Come on, I can't do this. 15 times 6 is 90. Okay, all right. Okay, that's what we got. 15 times -6 is -90. That's where we start. Factors of -90 adding up to -1. Kind of like what we did for monic trinomials. Factors of +2 adding up to -3. -1 times -2. Remember that? Doing the same thing here. Factors of -90 adding up to the middle coefficient of -1. That's easy. 9 times 10. We need -1, so +9 times -10. That's what I get from here. So first and last, so we get -90. Factors of -90 adding up to -1, so we got that. And then everything has to be multiplication, horizontally and vertically. And if the first coefficient is positive, then first column is positive. So fill out this puzzle. Go ahead and do that. 3 times 3, 5 times 2, and where do I put the negative sign? Right here. Does it look good? Please check horizontally and vertically. 3 times 3 is 9, 5 times negative 2 is negative 10, 3 times 5 is 15, negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, everything fits. Okay, and then what do? We do the cross multiplication. So we have this 3 negative 2 and 5 positive 3. So 3x minus 2 and 5x plus 3. Cross multiplication. 3 negative 2, 3x minus 2, 5 positive 3, 5x plus 3. And of course you can switch the order because multiplication is commutative. So in short, that's what we have so far. So here, 3x minus 2, and then 5x plus 3. That's a numerator. Now, how about the denominator? Okay, let's do the same thing. Insert a tic-tac-toe board. Okay, all right. And then 6. So 6 times 6 is positive 36. And factors of positive 36 adding up to negative 13. What are those? "36 times 1, that doesn't work. And then 18 times 2, that doesn't work either. And then what do you have? "12 times 3, no, not really. 9 times 4, that's it. 9 times 4 is 36, and then we have to have positive 36, so same sign, and we want to add up to negative 13. So negative 9 times negative 4 is positive 36, and they add up to negative 13. So okay, all right. And then let's fill out this puzzle. All multiplication horizontally, vertically, and first column is always positive as long as the leading coefficient is positive. So we have 3 times 3 and 2 times 2, and these have to be negatives. Is that clear to you? And then we use cross multiplication. 3 negative 2, 3x minus 2, and 2 negative 3, 2x plus, no, minus 3. Like that. So cross multiply 3 negative 2, 2 negative 3. So 3x minus 2, 2x minus 3. And then do you have a simplification? Well, yes, you do. This one here, which I just highlighted in green, and this one down here, they cancel each other out. And what's left is this. That's out, and that's out. And the resulting limit is no longer a 0 over 0 type limit. You can plug in x equal to 2/3 and do your computation. And by the way, x is going to 2/3 means, and then this is 0 over 0 type limit. So you have to have a certain factor whose root is 2/3, and that's 3x minus 2. So as a matter of fact, experienced students will see that 3x minus 2 is a factor before even setting up this tic-tac-toe board. If you don't have that kind of experience, well, in that case, just go ahead with factorization. Okay, all right, we got all that, and then plug in all those and do your computation. And that's a bit tedious computation, so I'll just use Mathematica to do that. So this thing is 2/3, and then plug in 2/3 here. Okay, do your computation, negative 19/10, and that's got to be the limit computation. What do we have here as an answer key? Sorry about the typo here. Same computation as down below. Ooh. Let's increase the font and okay, all right. Same computation as before. So you can factor the numerator and denominator. We have one more problem here, but not enough time. So let's get out of here and let's do that in a separate video.